Leave town before tonight, or I will end you. The man standing in my living room delivered the threat as if it were a routine chore. He was my wife's new boyfriend, a known cartel sicario. He slowly and deliberately pulled a long blade from his belt, the way men do. When they want maximum attention, this house is ours, he stated confidently. I let out a small, almost inaudible laugh. Cutting people is amateur work, I countered. His brow furrowed in confusion. 17 years as a masked Caden operative. I continued quietly taught me how to eliminate targets without a single sound. He froze instantly, not due to the words themselves, but because of the completely detached clinical way I delivered them. Truth requires no emphasis. He took one step backward, toward his jacket, the place where he kept his machete. Then his hand slid into a pocket. And that is when I saw it. A flash drive, not a weapon, something far more dangerous. My wife Mary's eyes quickly flicked toward it just once, just enough for me to register the movement. That was the moment I understood everything. This was not simply about seizing the house. It was about the compromising data on that drive. He left after I calmly agreed to think about it. She followed him out, pretending not to look visibly relieved. The door closed. The resulting silence was not peace. It was tactical planning. When you have spent most of your life neutralizing men in complete darkness, silence is where the truth fully reveals itself. I went to the kitchen, poured myself a glass of cold water and watched her car's taillights fade away down the street. My reflection in the window no longer resembled the man I thought I was. The betrayal itself did not shock me. The sheer precision of it did. 2 years ago, she had desperately pleaded with me to abandon that shadowy life. No more missions, no more ghosts. I gave her absolutely everything: security, anonymity, and peace. She in turn filled the silence I had constructed with someone else's dangerous noise. Yet something about that flash drive continued to bother me. It was not my love she was desperate to protect. It was leverage. That night I breached her phone. Nothing useful. Then I moved to her laptop. It was heavily encrypted. Military-grade protection, the kind of sophisticated security no civilian should ever possess. My stomach tightened severely. This was not mere infidelity. This was a conspiracy. Over the next week I observed quietly. She grew noticeably anxious, checking her phone excessively before answering, locking herself in the bathroom to conduct hushed conversations. Her eyes stopped meeting mine completely. I played the part perfectly, the ideal fool. The retired husband, still foolishly believing peace was real. By the third night, I had successfully cloned her phone's SIM card. Her subsequent messages told the entire story she would never speak aloud. He does not suspect. I will transmit the drive tomorrow. Inform your father it is complete, father. The cartel was not just a lover's temporary escape. It was family blood. The drive was the payment. Me for her future freedom. It did not matter how much of my true past she knew. It mattered that she had deliberately sold it. By dawn, I had fully wired the house. High-definition cameras, motion sensors, sophisticated signal interceptors. Ghost tech from the days when being a ghost was the only way. I knew how to survive. I did not sleep at all. I simply waited for her to initiate the final move. 3 nights later, I caught the clear signal. She was in the living room whispering into her phone. Yes, he is present. I will distract him now. Retrieve the drive from his study. The study. My study. I watched on the feed as the Sicario silently slipped through the window. He moved like a trained man who believed he was utterly invisible. I vividly remembered being that kind of man once. He quickly located the safe, hidden behind the bookshelf. He did not know I had deliberately left it unlocked for him. Inside, there was not the crucial flash drive. It was a single sheet of paper. Welcome to the end of your mission. He froze instantly, confusion clearly flickering in his eyes. Just long enough for me to step silently out of the deepest shadows behind him. No sound, I whispered. That is the fundamental difference between you and me. He instantly spun around, but was far too slow. I did not need to physically touch him. A quiet dart from the tranquilizer pistol hissed through the air. He instantly collapsed onto the floor, completely silent. She came running into the room seconds later. She saw him on the floor. She saw me calmly holding the flash drive I had cleverly retrieved from his jacket pocket. Her face drained of all color. Yes, I replied. I know everything. I gently placed the flash drive into her trembling hands. Go ahead, finish exactly what you started. She violently shook her head. Please, I did not. Did not what I asked softly. Did not betray me. Did not sell my classified files to the same men I used to hunt. Her lips quivered uncontrollably. They would have killed me, she whispered. They still might. She attempted to cry, but I could plainly see it. There were no tears remaining, only the terrible recognition that she had gambled with someone who did not abide by mortal rules. I took one final step closer. Do you know what occurs to ghosts who get caught between two worlds? I whispered. They disappear, she managed to reply. I nodded slowly. The flash drive slipped from her hands and sharply hit the wooden floor. I crushed it thoroughly beneath my heel. You do not exist anymore, I declared. At sunrise, I carefully buried the fragments. Of the drive behind the old oak tree near the fence, she was already gone by then. She took her car and left the house keys conspicuously on the kitchen counter. The Sicario would soon awaken, groggy, disoriented, with just enough memory to understand his complete failure. I did not need to kill anyone. I simply erased them both from my reality. For men like me, that is the purest form of mercy. Inside the house was completely silent once more. The kind of profound silence that feels truly earned. I poured another glass of cold water and sat by the window. 17 years of eliminating targets had taught me one profound truth. Revenge is not about rage, it is about crystal clear clarity, and for the first time in many years I could finally see myself again.